just want to remind all of you that this is not a play, that you may see Mrs. McBride and myself and Mrs. DeGraw intervening as this is a true mock trial. Defendants and prosecution have not been practicing. They do not know what each other is questioning or what their line of defense and prosecution is. So we're going to see how it unfolds. So we're glad you're here today. Please, if you brought a cell phone, if you could turn off your cell phone, that would be great. And we're going to get started. I think I'm going to introduce to you bailiff Mr. Gonzalez, right, who will run our show, and this will run just like a trial. So welcome. Thank you, jury. Thank you, everyone. We'll have introductions in a little bit, and we'll get started. All right, here we go. Are you ready?
All right. Court of 13th Judicial Circuit, Criminal Division is now in session. Honorable Judge Reese Tobin presiding.
Everybody but the jury may be seated. Mr. Gonzalez, please swear in the jury.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to truly listen to this case and render a true verdict and free sentence to this defendant? I do. You may be seated.
Members of the jury, your duty today will be to determine whether the defendant is guilty or not guilty based only on facts and evidence provided in this case. The prosecution has the burden of proving the guilt of the defendant beyond reasonable doubt. This burden remains on the prosecution through the trial. The prosecution may prove that a crime was committed and that the defendant is the person who committed the crime. However, if you are not satisfied of the defendant's guilt to that extent, then reasonable doubt exists and the defendant must be found guilty. Mr. Gonzalez, what is today's case?
Your Honor, today's case is the State versus Hansel and Gretel.
Can I please have the statement of facts? At 2 p.m. on October 30th, the defendants, Hansel Schmidt and Gretel Schmidt, entered a bakery owned by Malvinia Kruller and operated under the name of Malvinia's Gingerbread House. Mrs. Kruller asked the defendants if she could be of assistance. They answered that they were just browsing. As there were no other customers in the store, she was able to watch them as they walked about the bakery. On display were numerous freshly baked gingerbread houses for which the bakery had earned a local reputation for. Mrs. Kruller had a large brick oven made especially to accommodate the pans needed to bake the gingerbread houses in one piece. The outside of her establishment resembled a gingerbread house with the facade featuring replicas of the candy and cookies that decorated the baked gingerbread houses. Mrs. Kruller stated that she observed the defendants picking pieces of candies and cookies from the goods on display. When confronted, they denied the accusation. She asked them to leave the premises. Mrs. Kruller claims that they refused and proceeded to take 3 of the larger gingerbread houses and smash them on the floor. A scuffle ensued. In self-defense, Mrs. Kruller opened the door just completed to the oven and tried to pull out a large baking pan. Because she had just completed baking a gingerbread house, the oven was still hot. In the time it took her to don her oven mitts, she claims that Hansel Schmidt picked her up and tried putting her in the baking pan. Gretel Schmidt assisted him and tried to close the oven door. The proprietor of a neighboring shop, Sammy Snipely, heard the commotion and came running to investigate the disturbance. At that time, the defendants ran out of the shop. Snipely assisted Mrs. Kruller and called 911. The police responded and Mrs. Kruller was taken to Salem General Hospital and treated for second-degree burns on her arms and hands. The defendants were apprehended several blocks from the scene. A search revealed pieces of cookies and candies in their pockets. Mrs. Kruller later identified the defendants from a police lineup. Hansel and Gretel Schmidt claimed that it was Mrs. Kruller who attacked them. They assert that after they entered the bakery, she pulled out a large baking pan and tried to force Gretel into it. During the scuffle, several gingerbread houses were destroyed. They also claimed that when they entered the bakery, they had asked in jest if she was really a witch because they heard rumors to that effect. She said that she had started the rumors herself because of her appearance and that it had been good for business. After being questioned with their attorney, public defender, present, the defendants were charged with aggravated battery, petty theft, and criminal mischief. Aggravated battery is intentionally or knowingly cause causing great bodily harm or permanent disability or disfigurement. Criminal mischief is intentionally damaging property of another person, and petty theft is low value of stolen property under $400 to $500.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, on October 30th at 2 p.m., Hansel and Gretel Schmidt entered Malvinia's gingerbread house. The two teenagers stated that they were just browsing, but after a little while, they began taking candies and cookies off the display gingerbread houses. Malvinia asked them to stop, but they refused. When Malvinia asked them to leave, they refused. When Miss Wheeler tried to get them to leave, Hansel and Gretel attacked her. In an attempt to defend herself, Malvinia opened her lunch oven to ground bacon pan. When the oven door was open, Hansel pushed her in. As a result, Malvinia Cooler suffered from second-degree burns. Though you will no doubt hear lies from the cultural pedagogue, self-defense, and accidents, read trustworthy witnesses including Malvinia, Danny Snakely, and police officer Bertie Johnson, which clearly states that her evidence that Hansel and Gretel are undoubtedly innocent criminals.
Thank you. Defense, you may now say your opening statement.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, my name is Rita Andon, and my co-counsel are Isabel Quinn, Krisha Samanthi, Melvin Yu, Connor Koo, and Jason Zara. We are representing Hansel and Gretel Smith in this case. This prosecution is presenting Malvinia Cooler's claims that Hansel and Gretel Smith came into her shop one day and drove her fresh baked gingerbread houses, and after refusing to leave, attacked her, resulting in second-degree burn. The Smiths are charged with aggravated battery, petty theft, and criminal mischief. The evidence presented will show that this was all a mishap. Hansel accidentally pushed her into the oven. He didn't mean to, but he was trying to defend himself and his sister from Miss Cooler, who came after them with a huge burning baking pan. Malvinia was attempting to attack Hansel and Gretel with the pan and throw Gretel in the oven after she saw them only admiring the gingerbread houses. Their fingers may have grazed the houses and their candy coverings, but no theft or mischief was intended. However, Miss Cooler intentionally tried to harm the Smiths, and their burns may have been caused by her own doing. In addition, you will hear from Hansel and Gretel Smith themselves, along with Jackie Horner, owner of Jackie Horner's Pie Shop. We are sure that you'll agree that you, the members of the jury, should find in favor of the defendants.
Prosecution, you may now call your first witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. We call Sam as witness to the stand.
Thank you. Mr. Gonzalez, will you please swear in the witness?
Please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I do. Thank you. Please state your full name.
My name is Sandy Snipey.
What is your occupation?
I'm an owner of a neighboring business.
What is your relationship with Malvinia Cooler?
I've known Malvinia Cooler ever since she moved here 7 years ago.
What were you on October 30th at 2 p.m.?
I was in my shop and then I heard a terrible commotion. Tell me from her store.
Did you investigate to see what happened?
Yes, when I went in, the two teenagers were just coming out of the shop and they almost knocked me over. And when I came in, I saw Malvinia Cooler with her hands and arms resting on a large
What did you do when you saw Malvinia Cooler?
I immediately helped her out and called her name.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Defense, would you like to cross-examine the witness? You may proceed.
Smith, in your affidavit, you said, I never understood why she didn't hire someone to help her. She did all the making her and selling herself. Is it true that Melania never hired anybody to help her?
Yes.
Have you ever seen or noticed Melania doing something odd in her shop?
No.
What exactly did you see on the day when the Schmitz came into Melania's shop?
When I immediately came in, I saw Malvinia with her arms and hands resting on a large baking pan in the oven.
No more questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. Prosecution, would you like to redirect?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. Prosecution, you may now call your second witness.
Ask her to stand down.
Oh, you may step down.
Malvinia Fuller.
Amanda, you can tell that down.
Mr. Gonzalez, will you please swear in the witness?
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Raise
Please state your full name. Malvinia Kruller. What is your occupation? I own Malvinia's gingerbread house. Miss Kruller, why do you dress like a witch? Because kids were mean to me and they called me a witch. So I thought if they said that I look like a witch, I might as well just dress like one. Also, it'll attract more customers. Is it true that on October 30th, Hansel and Gretel Schmidt entered your bakery? Yes. Is it true that Hansel and Gretel never introduced themselves? Yes. Did Hansel or Gretel ever ask you for a job? No. Miss Kruller, did Hansel and Gretel say that they were just looking around? Yes. Miss Kruller, after entering your bakery, what exactly did Hansel and Gretel do? They took cookies off of my gingerbread houses and candies off of the displays. Where are your burns? On my arms and hands. Can you show us your burns? Yeah. Is it true that you were sent to the hospital because of your burns? Yeah. Your Honor, the prosecution team would like to submit photographs of Malvinia's second-degree burns taken at the hospital on October 30th as Exhibit A.
Mr. Gonzalez, will you please retrieve the evidence?
Can you please tell us what happened after Hansel and Gretel entered your shop?
They said they were browsing when I offered to help them. Then they took cookies off the displays and candies.
Can you please tell us what happened after you pulled out your baking pan?
The man, Hansel, he started to push me in the oven
Can you tell us why this may have happened?
because I was opening the oven to get a pan.
Did you cause Gretel to accidentally back into her house?
No.
Did you try to hurt Hansel and Gretel?
No.
Where did you put the three gingerbread houses that were allegedly smashed by Hansel and Gretel?
On the displays.
You claimed to design your bakery to attract children. Why were you nervous around children if you wanted them to come into your shop?
I wanted them to come into my shop to have more customers.
Malvinia, Stanley Smith contained in his affidavit that you didn't ever hire anybody to help you. Why is that?
Because I could do it by myself.
Thank you. Prosecution, would you like?
I would like to have Bertie Johnson.
Mr. Gonzalez, will you please swear in the witness?
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Name and city. Please state your name.
My name is Bertie Johnson.
What is your occupation?
I'm a police officer at Hansel.
How do you know about being kids?
My mother was going to see you moved here 7
Is it true that Hansel and Gretel stole candy and cookies? Is it true that you extracted the pieces of candies and cookies out of Hansel and Gretel's pockets? Do the candies that came out of the pockets of Hansel and Gretel match the ones that were in Malvina's ginger baskets? Your Honor, the prosecution team would like to submit this bag of candies as been seen. On the outside of the bag, it clearly has a label that says Malvina's Bakery. This shows obvious items stolen candy. We can also compare the candy to the ones that Malvina has. That is all the questions I have for you now.
Thank you. Defense, would you like to cross-examine the witness?
What is your name? What did you first see in the shop when you entered?
I saw Malvina, Ruler, and Clear Paint.
Did you notice anything suspicious about the shop?
No.
Did one of the wrappers on, one of the candies on the gingerbread houses in their wrappers?
No.
Why are the candies in Exhibit C have their wrappers on?
Because some of them were in the shop, not on the gingerbread houses, like in jars.
According to your affidavit, you stated that Miss Kruller always kept to herself and you rarely saw her out of the house. Did this seem strange to you?
No.
I have no more questions.
Thank you. Prosecution, would you like to read direct examine the witness?
No, Your Honor.
You may.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Date. Please state your name.
My name is Hansel Smith.
What is your occupation?
I don't have an occupation, but I was looking for a job at Malvina's store.
Did Malvina try to attack you?
Yes.
Did you intentionally try to destroy some gingerbread houses?
No, I was just wearing the work.
In your affidavit, you say that you only went to Malvina's shop to see if she had a job position. Oh, did this one?
Yes.
According to your affidavit, Gretel backed up into the gingerbread house, causing you to break out in fear of Malvina. Is this correct?
Yes.
I have no further questions.
Thank you. Prosecution, would you like to cross-examine the witness?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may proceed. Hansel, is it true that you were looking for a job at Malvina Gingerbread House?
Yes.
Is it also true that you told Malvina and Cooler you were just browsing when you entered the shop?
Yes.
Why did you do that?
Because I was just admiring the work.
But if you were looking for a job, why would you tell her that you were just browsing?
Because I wanted to see how the store looked and what she did for her.
Okay. How much food did you have at the time?
Not much.
Would that be an incentive for you to steal food?
No.
Objection sustained. Is it true that you smashed gingerbread houses to the ground?
I didn't do it on purpose. I bumped into the gingerbread houses.
However, according to your affidavit, it was Gretel that bumped into the gingerbread houses. Were you lying then, or are you lying now? Support. Objection overruled.
I am telling the truth.
So your affidavit is true.
No, I also bumped into a gingerbread house.
We have a problem.
Correct.
Were the gingerbread houses very tightly packed?
No.
Objection overruled.
Then how would a struggle cause them to fall to the ground if they were not tightly packed?
Because they're spread across the table and I hit a table and one of them fell.
But in your affidavit, it also states that a struggle with Albania cooler caused the gingerbread houses to fall to the ground.
Yes.
But if the gingerbread houses weren't tightly packed, how would a struggle cause them to fall?
Because we were like kind of fighting and I accidentally bumped into a gingerbread house.
Yes, you already told us about that gingerbread house. My question is about the gingerbread houses that you allegedly took down during the struggle because of, however, the gingerbread house.
Objection sustained.
According to your affidavit, during the struggle, many gingerbread houses were smashed. However, if the gingerbread houses were not tightly packed, how is this possible?
Because they were on display and I hit one of them.
Yet, you are not supposed to be, why would you be nearly basically inside the displays?
Because as I told you, I was admiring them.
Objection sustained.
Is it true that you told Jackie Porter that you were just passing through, not settling down?
I told them that I was just passing through for a few days.
Why does it then state in your affidavit that you were planning to settle down?
So I had to settle down for a few days as I was passing
Mr. Gonzalez, can you please swear the witness? You may start questioning.
Jackie Porter, is it true that it seems strange to you when Malvania renovated her shop and dressed like a witch to encourage children to come into her shop?
Yes.
Why do you mean it was strange in a suspicious way, or as in like you didn't know but you were just curious?
Objection sustained.
Jackie, you said that you never saw Malvania ask for help or hire someone else to help her in her shop. Did this ever seem odd to you?
Objection sustained.
Mr. Porter, do you ever see Malvania doing anything suspicious?
Yes.
What?
She would attract children to her shop by putting some decorations on the outside, but she was nervous when they came into her shop.
You may sit down. Prosecution, would you like to cross-examine the witness?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may proceed.
Didn't Hansel and Gretel state that they were just passing through town for a few days?
They stated that they were staying in town for a few days.
On your affidavit, it says that they told you that they were passing through town.
And it also says that they were staying in town.
Is it true that you saw Hansel handing something to Gretel?
Yes.
Hansel Schmidt stated in his affidavit that he was looking for a job. Did he ever mention that to you?
No,
Where is your shop relative to Malvinia's?
it's 1 block away.
Isn't it true that Malvinia would never hurt a child?
No,
Yet on your affidavit it says that. Yet on your affidavit you said that Malvinia would never hurt a child.
no,
You can ask for it. You can ask the judge, and you can ask for it.
Yes, you may.
It says, I know how much work goes into things. Oh, it says. It says, I really don't think she would ever hurt a child.
I don't believe that.
Please sit down.
So, which is your affidavit, the truth, or are you telling the truth?
I'm telling the truth.
Okay, I have no more questions at this time.
Okay. Would you like to redirect, examine the witness? Thank you. You may step down. Defense, you may now call your third witness to the stand.
I would like to cover
Mr. Gonzalez, will you please swear in the witness?
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You may be seated. Please state your name.
Gretel Schmidt.
What is your occupation?
I have no occupation.
Gretel, is it true that Miss Pooler attempted to shove you into making him?
Yes, that's true.
Did you ever intend to harm Miss Pooler?
No, I was just frightened.
Did Malvinia ever threaten you or Hansel?
No, she just came at me with a frying pan.
According to your brother, you backed up into a gingerbread house out of fear of Malvinia. Is this true?
Yes, this is true.
I have no further questions.
Prosecution, would you like to cross-examine the witness? You may proceed.
Gretel, is it true that Hansel handed you something after running away from Malvinia's gingerbread house?
Yes, this is true.
Is it true that the items handed to you by Hansel were stolen pieces of candies and cookies?
No, they are wrapped.
Did you throw the gingerbread houses on the floor?
No, I bumped into them when I was stumbling backwards.
Did Hansel throw the gingerbread houses on the floor?
No,
Well then why does it say that you guys knocked the gingerbread houses?
we knocked them down on accident.
Then why does Malvinia's affidavit say that you did it on purpose?
Objection overruled.
Can you restate the question?
Then why does it say in Malvinia's affidavit that you did it on purpose?
It's not true.
Are you saying your affidavit is a lie?
Yes.
Or is your affidavit a lie?
No, mine is true.
Did Malvinia ask you to leave the premises?
No, she just came running at me.
According to the statement of facts, Malvinia did ask you to leave the premises, but you refused. Why did you refuse to leave the premises?
I did not refuse.
According to the statement of facts, you did.
I did not hear her.
I have no further questions for witnesses.
Okay. Defense, would you like to redirect? Prosecution, have you rested your case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, have you rested your case?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may step down. Both the prosecution and the defense have now rested their cases. The attorneys will now present their final statements. Please remember what the attorneys say is not evidence. However, do listen closely. They are intended to aid you in understanding the case. Prosecution, you may begin.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we urge you to support the prosecution's verdict. As you have clearly seen, Hansel and Gretel committed petty theft, criminal mischief, and aggravated battery. They have committed petty theft because they stole something that was less than $400. They also should be charged with criminal mischief because they both intentionally destroyed Malvinia's property. Last, they committed aggravated battery because they used physical contact upon Malvinia. An example is secondary drinks. The witnesses Stanley Slateway and Bertie Johnson and Malvina Cooler are clearly trustworthy sources of information, and they all state that Hansel and Gretel are guilty. On Jackie Wood's affidavit, the Schmidts said that they would only stay for a couple of days. However, on their own affidavit, they said that they were going to try to find their guilt, so they could stay in Texas for as long as possible. Hansel and Gretel's testimonies are inconsistent with Jackie Wood's, so they should be found guilty.
Thank you. Defense, you may proceed with your closing statements.
Members of the jury, today you have heard testimony about the supposed crimes of Hansel and Gretel Schmidt. I would like to remind you of some important facts that you should consider while making your decision. The evidence that the defense has presented clearly shows that the Schmidts are innocent. Even though the prosecution alleges that the Schmidts committed aggravated battery against Malvinia Cooler, we contend that their actions were misunderstood by the prosecution. The prosecution claims that they committed petty theft. However, the inconclusive evidence the prosecution presented towards this charge is unsubstantiated. The candy found on them could have been purchased or owned from an earlier time. There is not enough evidence to conclude that simply because candy was found on them, they were stolen. The prosecution's final claim is that the Schmidts committed criminal mischief. However, the Schmidts did not have any intent on destroying the gingerbread houses. The scuffle between Malvinia and Hansel definitely contributed to the destruction of the gingerbread houses. As you can see, the proof presented by the prosecution is questionable, disputable, uncertain, and unable to be completely proven true. Overall, there is no certain proof that the Schmidts are guilty of these allegations. I remind the jury that Hansel and Gretel can only be convicted if there is proof beyond reasonable doubt. In light of the evidence presented in this case, you, the jury, must find Hansel and Gretel not guilty of all charges.
Thank you. Members of the jury, you have heard all the testimony concerning this case. It is now up to you to determine the facts. You and you alone are the judges of the facts. Once you decide what facts the evidence proves, you must then apply. Yes. Yes, you may.
The bags that were stolen by Hansel and Gretel showed that Malvinia's candy houses had the same exact candy as they stole. So there were some wrapped ones which came from the candy jars and some unwrapped ones which came from the gingerbread houses. Malvinia took some of her unwrapped ones and wrapped ones from her gingerbread houses in candy jars to prove that Hansel and Gretel had the same candy that they stole from her shop.
Thank you. Members of the jury, you have heard all of the testimony concerning this case. It is now up to you to determine the facts. You and you alone are the judges of the facts. Once you decide what facts the evidence proves, you must then apply the law as I give it to you and the facts as you find them. In just a moment, the bailiff will take you into the jury room to consider your verdict. One of the first things you want to do is select a foreperson that will preside over your deliberations. That way a chairperson does at a meeting. It will be the foreperson's duty to sign a verdict form when you have agreed on a verdict. Whatever verdict you render must be unanimous. That is, each and every person must agree on the same verdict for all three counts. The bailiff will now escort you to the deliberation room.
I don't know about you, but it scares me out when letting attorneys be having this.
provided with an affidavit statement, and they took off from there. They did all the research. Judge Tobin did an awesome job. I haven't forgotten. And while we're waiting, my attorneys reminded me, while we're waiting, we have some entertainment for you. I said the word entertainment so you can be the judge, okay? They've worked very, very hard on their commercials. We have some commercial crews who are going to come up. But before I have the commercial crews come up, why don't we do the quick introductions right now so I don't forget that part? You see, Judge Tobin's already laughing. Okay, Judge, why don't you do the introductions? How about that? Can you remember who everybody is?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Playing Hansel Schmidt, we have Alvin Stuart. Playing Gretel Schmidt, we have Anisha King.
As floods of enemy ships ahead, tell them back to launch the missile. I don't know how. Tell them push the button. Push the button. Oh. We're shooting back. Tell them back to launch evasive maneuvers. Launch the evasive maneuvers. I don't know how. Doesn't know how. Tell them to push the lever. Push the lever. Oh. Babe Shaughnes, get to the escape pod. I don't know how. Ding, ding, ding. U-boat. Hi guys, I'm Steve Hobbs and I created Apricot when I was in high school. This isn't any ordinary smartphone. It has some amazing features, such as you can customize it to your preference. Let's bring our friend Wendell. Hey guys, I win. I also win. Friend Christian. Hi, I'm Christian, literally. So let's see some of the capabilities of this phone. As we unlock it, it's a full body scan that burns just a little. Now, as we're in the phone, let's explore some of the fascinating features, such as Insta Snap. So fresh and pop.
The UFO can be run by water, soda, or any other liquid. Also, might take too much elements or any electrical appliances. The UFO lasts about 100 years. Completed about 5 years. Do not place what's in your pocket. Apricot is not responsible for any bodily harm for the body scan. Skin feeling, burning, or disease. All customers should pay for their own hospital fees. These are real people, not actors. This commercial is sponsored by Make Toys. All rights reserved.
Are you tired of being isolated?
Yeah. Well, look no further. You can get a pet rock.
Hey, look, it's a pet rock. It's really cool. Want to buy it?
No.
It has no personality, so it can't judge you.
Diego?
He's studying? Oh, thank you so much. Okay. I'll make sure I'll fix it. It cures your loneliness.
Hey.
And you can get it now for only 6 easy payments of $9.99.
No way. If you buy it now, you get a discount of 1%.
But wait, there's even more. If you order your pet rock today, it breaks 100 times more easier.
Pet rock today. No batteries included. Tired of saying, come on, I hate you. Why would you work? I need a new company. Well, look no further. Say goodbye to Sprint and hello to Rap. Run is a telecommunication company that works with Apricot for the UFO. It provides wireless services and is an internet service provider. It's also Sprint's new number one rival. But of course, we're better. Let's see physical representation. Okay, come on out, Sprint and run. Let's see how they fare against each other in a race. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go! Well, what right? Let's see how they did. While Sprint was faster, he lost stamina fast and had to stop, just like the internet connection with the company Sprint. Run, however, went at a slow and steady pace and won the race without ever having to stop. Still. As you can see, Run is a superior telecommunication company and should be chosen over Sprint. And it's only $19.99. Of course, you'll also need to order the U phone as it can only be used with it. In addition, there are tax fees, data fees, service fees, internet fees, delivery fees, shipment fees, backup plan fees, 2-month warranty fees, and time fees. This commercial is sponsored by Make My Reports. All rights reserved.
Elves, of course, and have been practicing for the last couple of weeks, and I think they did a good job. So, we have Mr. Matthew Smith. Wave to the audience. We have Ethan Payne. Thank you, Ethan. I don't know if I would put Ethan in charge of navigating whatever I was driving. He was having some issues there, yeah. And Miss Monica Christie. And she talks that fast normally. I have to remind her I can't understand what she's saying, so she has to slow down, but she knows what she's saying. Mr. Andrew Salvador. Great wonder. Mr. Wynn Hume. Miss Karen Chan. Miss Harris Carr. And Miss Susan Lee. Thank you, everybody. You guys can sit down. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna go out on a limb right here, and while we're waiting, I am going to ask if there are any students in the audience that have a very hearty, wholesome, clean joke to tell. Did you hear all of the parameters with that? Yes. Okay, Cody, come on up. You have the floor. Come on, Cody. I saw Asher too. Cody, yes or no? You got 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Cody's backing up. Come on up, Asher.
I can't think of one. Now, tell me one.
So one day, the man was at work, and he asked one of his friends to come to lunch with him. And so the man said, okay, and he told him to wash his hands, and so the man went into the bathroom. A few hours later, he came back out, and the man said, why on earth were you in there for so long? And the man said, well, I saw a sign that said employees must wash hands, but eventually I just gave up and washed my own.
Okay. Aiden, come on up.
Broken pencil? Never mind, the joke is pointless.
Did you hear about the guy who had his left leg and left arm amputated?
No.
He's all right now.
All right. Now, I am really...
We have 20 minutes until it's done.
Have you reached a verdict on all 3 charges? What say you? On the counts, read the verdict, please, on all 3 charges.
On the charge of aggravated battery, Hansel Schmidt is guilty. The charge of Mr. Hansel Schmidt is also guilty. The charge of petty theft, Hansel Schmidt